Hey guys, it's Haley here with Haley Does It, and today we're going to be making a golden milk latte. I've been trying to make my coffee and lattes at home to save money, and I thought that maybe you guys would be interested in this recipe. So I'll start by making my coffee using the pour over system. I use a V60 here, and I like that the V60 makes the coffee really strong, and I think it's better than using a traditional coffee maker or like a French press. So I've been really happy with that. Just putting in my coffee here. I like to keep coffee in this little jar. My husband got that. And then while the water boils, we'll get our milk ready for the latte. So here I'm just grabbing some soy milk. I like to use soy. I feel like it's kind of going out of fashion right now, but honestly, it is my favorite type of dairy alternative milk. I'm just giving it a little shake there, and you can see my seasonings on the side. We'll get to those in a minute. You'll just want to heat the milk up a little bit. I don't put too much in here, just enough that I need for my coffee. I don't want to end up wasting any of it. So I just use a little bit, and then we'll be adding in some cinnamon. I don't measure this. I just kind of put in what feels right. And that's what felt right. But honestly, I ended up using like way more seasoning in this than I normally would. So if you try this at home, like add a little bit less of whatever I'm doing, especially the vanilla here. I ended up adding like way too much vanilla, but that is okay. Usually vanilla ends up going bad in the back of my cabinet anyway. And then lastly, we're gonna add some cardamom. I ended up adding a lot of cardamom, didn't mean to add that much, but I love cardamom, so it's honestly fine. And then use a sweetener of your choice. So I've been using honey. I've played around with using agave and even just like cane sugar, but I think that honey is the best out of all of them, is what I feel. And you'll see me make a decision here. So I got this whisk, but then it was a little too big, so I had to go get my mini whisk. We just want to mix this into a combined, and I like using the correct tool for things. So we'll grab that whisk. It's looking a lot better, and we'll give her a stir. You just want to make sure it's well combined and that the honey has a chance, or whatever sweetener you use, has a chance to fully dissolve and get incorporated into the mixture. And then you're just going to let that sit on the heat for a couple minutes on low. You're not trying to get this to simmer or boil or anything like that. You really just want to heat it up and let the flavors combine. And you can't forget to clean up while you're cooking. That always helps if you just do it as you go, so it's not one big project after the fact. Okay, putting the honey away. I'll put the soy milk away, and then we'll wait for the water to boil and for the soy milk to get combined. Okay, so our water is boiling. It's ready to go. And we are gonna, here's me cooling it down. Wasn't actually cooling it down, but it was a little too hot. So I didn't immediately pour it on because I didn't want to burn my coffee. I let it cool down for a second. And then here I'm just going to start pouring over. Classic pour over coffee move. You know, being careful with that stream, not putting too much water in the coffee. Don't want it to get all weird and dilute and not be able to adequately soak through the coffee. You'll see there, I had a near miss. Almost knocked that right over. Truly terrible. But we recovered, we saved it, and we're continuing to boil our coffee. Well, not boil our coffee. Brew our coffee, excuse me. Looking good. So then we go over to the milk. As you can see, it's starting to incorporate. It's turned this nice, beautiful color here. And that's in combination from all the seasonings and the turmeric and how they're all coming together. And that's Looking done, I do a little test with the finger, make sure it's all good. Cut the heat, and we're going to put it in this cup that we nearly destroyed just moments ago. We'll put it right in there. And you can see it's not too much, maybe a little less than a quarter cup. Get that pot in the sink, give it a rinse. We're not trying to have anything stick. This move here really made me think about my water consumption. Okay, going back to the soy milk. Gonna take out this little frother. I think I bought this thing for like less than 20 bucks on Amazon a couple years ago, and honestly it's super cool and very fun to play with. And you just start frothing. I mean, don't do it for too long unless you want like a lot of foam, like a cappuccino vibe, but I just do it for however long this was. Give it a little mix, and you can really tell when it starts to foam up, and you can also look at the side just to check. Yeah, see, just like that. Went back in just for a good measure. Now we're good. Now I recommend rinsing this as soon as possible. I'm a clean as you go type of person. I wasn't always, but I learned to be that way, and since doing that, it makes cooking way more enjoyable. So we'll just put that back in the drawer. Our latte is nearly done. I already got my cup. We got the coffee brewed. I think there needs to be a little bit more coffee, but I end up just using what we already have in the pot, so this move was a little extra, as the kids say. There we go. Watching it brew there. See the magic happening in real time. And then now we will pour into our cup. It's important to pour into your cup as well as others' cups. Especially first thing in the morning, am I right? Alright, so got the coffee, looking good, and then you just dump that milk right on in there, and let me tell you, this was a really good latte. If I had to do it again, I'd use a little bit less seasoning, but it was pretty good. Maybe a little bit more honey if you like it on the sweeter side, but it's just a nice little cup of sunshine first thing in the morning, and it's kind of good for you. Cheers.